All right, we're live. I'm gonna give this a minute. Hi, hello, Harry on the internet. Welcome to the live stream. Well, hello there. Hello, Trevor Tate. Hello, sneaky Scaffotator. You there? Yes, I am here. Hi. Pog. Hey, Memo. I'm here to talk to a weird, sketchy boy. Yes, you are, Trevor Tate. You've come to the right place. Also, hello, Lukezilla. Welcome to the stream. So I'm glad that everyone's that we're already starting to get people in here quickly. So that's good, guys. Hey, Acker34, long time no see. What is this for? I did a community vote on if I should live stream this week, and 91% of people said that I should, so I did. I dare you to review a GeoWorld figure without cringing. Okay, I might. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can be bothered to. Oh, hey, Toonzilla, welcome to the stream. So yeah, welcome to the stream, Toonzilla, and welcome all 9 other people to this place that we call not home. We just call it something, but I don't know what. A cesspool. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. We'll call it a cesspool. So yeah, while I'm doing this, how do you guys like this profile picture? I'm experimenting with I'm experimenting with using this as my new profile picture, as my good friend Memo drew it. Did a pretty sweet job. I'm just trying to find a way to use it because it is a little difficult since the thing's nose, Chianzosaurus' snout, is so long that it doesn't really fit well without having the eye or the nose getting cropped. So I'm working on how to do it. Oh, you like it? Well, thank you guys. I'll probably put up a community poll on it. I got the Papogorgosaurus today. That's cool, dude. Yeah, it's nice. I never really liked that figure. I thought it was way too small to be worth that much money. Like $25 for a figure that barely stands 2 inches tall. That's stupid. Like really stupid. Did he draw the last one you had? No, that was another friend of mine named Cloak. So different person for that profile picture. Let's see, where's the templates? I'm gonna see if I can get back to Canva. I always size things up with Canva. Hi, Mr. Backpack. What's up? But yeah, like I've had a couple people draw my profile pictures this year. The one that is currently on me, the one with the golden allosaur, that one was also drawn by Memo, but I changed the color for it to be Halloween themed since I turned it yellow. But before that, yeah, that one was the one before that with the Plague Doctor. That was drawn by my friend Cloak. So that's the history of whatever the hell you call that. Hey gamers, hey Desperate Dolphin, what's up? Yeah, I'm experimenting with a blue background. Sky, lol, I'm funny. If there's a dinosaur I want to, if there's a dinosaur you want to see in oh, it's something. If there's a dinosaur you want to see in figure form, it's Labocania. I have never heard of Labocania, so you're gonna have to enlighten me on that one. Are there any DinoTube Discord servers where I can see what's going on in which community? There's the Isle of the Mesozoic server, and then there's my server. My server doesn't really count though, as much as I would have hoped. But yeah, here you go. Here's an experimental blue background. Okay, it's a Tyrannosaur. Thanks. So, do you guys like this bluish background better, or did you like the purple one better? But so I'm trying to kind of experiment on because this makes the Chianzosaurus pop out more, but at the same time, is that a good thing? It makes the PFP look squashed. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, Memo. I had to kind of squeeze the figure. I had to kind of squeeze the. I had to kind of. I had to shorten down the things. I can go back and change the background to. You don't need to, Memo. You can make it just a little more contrasty. But the main problem with making it the profile picture is that in every other version I've made of it, the head was so long that I couldn't really incorporate enough of it. So for this version, I had to squeeze it. So I had to make it slightly shorter so people could actually see the two eyes because it was so long that yeah, it the one of the eyes got cut off or its snout got cut off. Hence, I squished it, or I had to. Thanks, Desp. Yeah, Memo, you're actually talented. But yeah, Memo, all I have to really do is just you can actually just send me the background that you used for the original purple background, and that's fine with me. Just send that, and I'll try to make the Chianzo only a little squish, a little slimmer, or not slimmer, a little more compressed. That way it'll fit, and we'll see how that works. All right. But besides that, it is a good profile picture. It's just that it's a little hard to fit it. Favorite DI type series? There aren't really any good ones right now. All of them are dead. Uh, I used to enjoy Billy the Dimension Hopper a lot, but that doesn't exist anymore. Shanzosaurus is just an Asian Lithrinax with a long face. Yeah, that sounds about right. Ironically, when I downloaded the original photo, it actually said alioramus.png, which I thought was hilarious. Since, it's actually Chianzosaurus, not an alioramus. I thought it was goofy. See, that's something. Chionzo is an adult Alioramus nerd. Chionzosaurus is a cooler Lithronax. Oh, hey, Caw. E. Very, very funny, Trevor. But yeah, welcome to the club, Kakakura34. Hey, Sketchy. Hello, Caw. You know, if you want to join the stream, I can give you the StreamYard link. And you can join if you want, unless you're busy. Then we can hear you better, because before it was just a Facebook call and hearing the echo. But now that I have StreamYard, it's way easier because it's like a Hangout stream. Because you can copy and paste the StreamYard. Taking a break from work, might join while working. Oh, cool. I'll just send you the link just so you can do it. Yeah, I'll just DM you the link just so you can do it when you want. I'll probably delete the link of it. Did Gorgosaurus live with Albertosaurus? Yeah. But it's believed that one evolved into the other. Because of how similar they are, and how they're separated by a few million years. Sweet, brother. Not really. I mean, they both lived in Canada. That's something. What Sketchy said. Yeah. Yeah, that's glad you were right about glad I was right about that one, Desp. Nah, Gorgo and Alberto don't overlap in age. Gorgo lived alongside Daspletosaurus, though. Wasn't there like two different species of Daspletosaurus and one evolved into the other? There's actually a few Gorgosaurus fossils discovered down here in California. Really? I thought that Gorgosaurus just lived in Canada, and the new Gorgosaurus, quote unquote, that lived in Alaska is now Nanuqsaurus. I mean, both tigers and Komodo dragons live in Asia, but you don't see them meeting normally. Yeah, but that's because Komodo dragons live on an island. Tigers don't live in the Komodo Islands. Is this one island that is like separated from the rest of society? That's where they live. Spletosaurus torsus and likely evolved into Displetosaurus horneri. It could be that they rarely met or it was evolution. There's a lot of different ways to think about it. I always found that discussion interesting because we like Albertosaurus and we like Gorgosaurus. We don't want one to become the other because we like both dinosaurs. And then there was like a Jurassic Fight Club episode, River of Death. Probably like even compared to the other episodes, one of the most hilariously bad. I mean, first off, they based the Pachyrhinosaurus off of Kellosaurus. And they had a lot of really terrible excuses for making the Pachyrhinosaurus look as bad as it did. Thanatothrisies is now probably the Spletosaurus. I was never a fan of Thanatothrisies because I thought it was so dumb how they were hyping up a partial skull, and now this partial skull is the Death Reaper. Like, what the hell are they smoking? Did they just want to be as edgy as possible? Because even my parents and my brother were like, "Hey, there's a new dinosaur, there's a new Tyrannosaur," and I'm like, "Cool, it makes you a lot of money, but I just don't like it. Like, wow, this partial skull. Now we know that it's a fucking Death Harbinger." In 1999, Gorgosaur was considered as Albertosaurus libertas due to its growth series being very similar. I have seen Paleo Nerds videos on its Jurassic Fight Club. That Gorgosaurus was thought that to be an Albertosaurus species. Can't confirm. Not sure. Hmm. I think it's a fun debate. One thing that we can agree on is that dinosaur documentaries really need to stop making Pachyrhinosaurus horned. Like, especially like that dinosaur super world. They had so many great designs, and then they just what the frick were they thinking? Making it look like a woolly rhino with humongous like they couldn't have done any worse. Like it's really bad when I say that the Jurassic Fight Club Pachyrhinosaurus was more accurate. Whoa, I just remembered about my channel, LeMayo. Yeah, Mezoke Master. What the hell happened to you? Your balls dropped and you left Dino Tube. Dinosaur media in general needs to stop making herbivores a punching bag. Like actually, this is besides Gastonia versus Utah Raptor, the herbivores never got a break in Jurassic Fight Club. Actually, wait, no, I'm wrong. Camarasaurus also won against Allosaurus. What do you think? What do I think about Planet Dinosaur? I think it's awesome. The Gorgosaurus statue in San Diego Natural History Museum is incorrectly labeled as Albertosaurus. That sounds like something stupid. Like that sounds really stupid. Like, come on. You gotta make the difference. As much as I like Nathamortis significance to mosasaur phylogenetics, the name is way better. The name is way better. Death metal. I like metal, but nah. Wait, is Nathomortis the same as Mosasaurus? Oh yeah, as much as I like Nathomortis' significance to Mosasaurus phylogenetics, the name is way too death metal, and I like death metal. Compy versus Godzilla. Compsognathus, all the way, baby. No one beats a Compy on a good day. That's putting it bluntly. I'll talk about when I come in. Alright, perfect. I'll be streaming for another 40 minutes at most. So yeah, you got plenty of time. And if you join, then yeah. What about Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom? About the T-Rex DNA with Velociraptor DNA? Couldn't that be some new hybrid? I don't know, and I don't really care. I guess you could call it a sick week for me, but I digress. Well, that sounds terrible. I just ripped a hangnail, and now my finger's bleeding. Crap. That's great. Ow. But I'll get over it. Pain is temporary, but love is forever. California has Megalodon. Oh, it does? Oh, cool. That's nice. Knowing you got that shark. So I'm glad you got that shark up in your state. I don't know what else does California have besides the tar pits? Trying to work on more pieces of for my in the Flesh series. Sounds fun. I feel really it feels so weird that after making such a fire Torvosaurus thing, you use it for a Doki Doki comic. Like, come on, that Torvosaurus was cool. He didn't need to. He didn't. He didn't deserve that, especially because he was just standing still with his mouth open. We also have Mosasaurus, dope as hell. That's, that's cool. You got California has a lot of cool shit. Remember, kids, DDLC is temporary, but Doom is eternal. I forget what DDLC is. You don't say. Today I found out my PC can survive Epic Graphics Arc. Well, that's cool, dude. Hey, do you have Fall Guys or Among Us? Because I play that crap a lot. Actually, no, Primal Carnage Extinction. Me, Memo, and you should play Primal Carnage on PC together. Could I have a link to the Doki Doki comic? Oh yeah, sure. I'll give you the link. I'll link it in chat actually. Um, I think it's on self promo. It was a Reddit post by Hadrosaur838 called Doki and Dinosaurs. Right now I'm joining Death's Arc thing. I wish I liked Arc, but I don't like Arc. Arc Survival Evolved is kind of dumb, in my opinion. It just has a lot of toxic players, and it's way too complicated for my taste. Also, it's in my Discord server if you want to join. That looks really awesome. What, the Torvosaur? The Torvosaur was really well drawn, I'll tell you that. Very great color scheme. Honestly, Arc is real fun, but you find out what Torvo was based off. Not really sure. Elbow cough. Exactly, bro. You covering your mouth? I remember in kindergarten, I ate soap. Not like as a punishment for saying cuss words, but I willingly ate soap. As you can, unsurprisingly, it tasted terrible. Okay, now what did I just read? It's just a Displetosaurus with a messed up color scheme. Now I gotta fix that. You should probably do a you should probably do a speed drawing, Hadro. That'd be an easy form of content. I don't know what the heck you just read though. Alright, I'm gonna head out. See ya. If Torvo was based off Dinosaur King, that's really bad having soap in your mouth. Don't get me started. Oh, hey, Kuroku. If you want a stream link, if you want the stream link, I'll give it to you. I just sent it to you on Discord. So if you want to join, So yeah, if you want to join, you can. Since you did say you wanted to join, Chromebook's gonna is going genocidal on my other apps. That's why you never use the school computer, dude. Actually, wait, how do you even draw? Like, do you draw using a mobile app, or do you draw using something else? Because I'm not sure. Like, Chromebooks, they all have Wii Video, I think. The free version. Or some of them do. Mine does. Not the one with the super crappy watermark. There was this one person who got like 5,000 subs, but she was using a student account and she was editing with Wii Video, so she had these giant, terrible watermarks. And she got deleted, and she's like, the school found out. They want me to delete my YouTube account. Too busy with schoolwork? Well, that sucks ass. I use a mobile app. Luckily that my laptop never went all on that too much. Well, that's at least good. At least you can draw. But you really should have asked for a phone that on your birthday. But how do you even download mobile apps from like my birds love to bite me. That's kind of a thing with birds. Birds like to bite people. Like I've never seen that before. Sure, it crashed several times, but it was worth it. I don't know, honestly. I have to paint, so I basically do amazing cool drawings on my laptop. I haven't done dinosaur drawings, but I've done what the fuck? Are you a brony? You have oh hey Jaden. Alright boys, we got Coca-Cola 34. Hey Cock.
Yo, how we doing?
We're doing pretty good. I think yeah, this is way better than the original Coca-Cola stream because then no one could barely hear you. But now people
Oh
hear you
yeah,
way better.
no, I do apologise for that. I'm incredibly British.
But yeah, well, we got the British guy
What was
in
it I
here.
wanted to talk about?
We were
Yeah,
discussing.
I forgot.
Heather was discussing him trying to get mobile apps onto his computer because stuff like that's going on. One person was talking about how his birds like to bite him, and one guy was talking about his art.
Oh right, okay. Oh, I'm trying to think what I was going to talk about something, wasn't I? Oh yeah, the mosasaur, Nathamortis. Oh, that's it's a badass name, but it's not really well. It's significant in that apparently because we described that a family of mosasaurs might not be they might not be valid anymore. So that's
So,
fun.
the death metal lizard led to the death of a family group.
Apparently, yeah. But there's how do I explain this? Because I'm going to use a lot of paleontological terminology that I don't think a lot of people are really going to understand. But the quadrate bone in these mosasaurs, the globidensines. So these, I think a lot of people will know what globidens is. It's the mosasaur with the little chestnut-looking teeth. Um, that yeah. So apparently the character, the features we use to distinguish that from a lot of other mosasaurs, yeah, we found it in a lot of other unrelated mosasaurs. So that might not be a distinguishing feature anymore. So therefore, we can't count that as a distinct family.
Uh oh.
Yep.
They're all
And
like,
I
"Oh,
thought we'd
that
solved it. I thought we'd solved mosasaur phylogeny.
you never can be too sure with prehistory."
I know, but just why? Makes my job a
And
lot harder.
I mean, yeah, but it also makes it more interesting.
Oh, definitely, yeah, of course, yeah. To anyone who thinks paleontology is simple, it's not. And to anyone who thinks you can just literally solve it by examining more specimens, there's a lot of rigmarole that goes through the system in trying to actually go and get these specimens or look at these specimens, and it's very hard. At the same time, there are a lot of specimens that haven't been looked at. Wink, wink.
Oh, Sketch said, "Oh, I forgot that. I'm not sure. I might invite you in 10 minutes or so, Jaden. But for now it's just gonna be me and the paleontologists that are gonna be talking.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a paleontologist now. I'm a paleontologist in training at the moment.
Paleontology is
So
a lot of work, my dudes.
oh, it's a lot of work. And like literally now, I'm actually as we are talking, I'm actually going through some stuff that I have to do for my master's degree.
Oh yeah, actually, hang on. If you're a paleontology in training, how much more university do you have to do before you're finally done with like graduating?
So let's put this into perspective. So I have to do. I did 3 years as an undergraduate. I'm now doing 1 year as a master's student, or in this case, it's an MRes. There's two types of master's course. There's a one, I forget what it's called, but it's one where you get taught as well as doing a research project, or there's one where you just do a research project, which is the one that I opted to do because I just did not want to be taught. I wanted to go out there and do everything I can myself, which is what I'm doing. So it's called an MRes, M Research, Master's Research Project. So that's what I'm doing. Um, and then from that I can either go sort of into paleontology itself, but I will be very low on the food chain, like I'll be lower than the grass, basically.
Don't you mean don't you mean conifers?
Oh yeah, conifers, yeah, or seaweed, or oh no, even lower than that, phytoplankton, because it's got to go through the fish, then it's got to go through the smaller mosasaurs, and then it's got to go through the bigger mosasaurs because oh, that's a whole kettle of fish.
I could
Oh dear.
imagine finding some sort of dinosaur bones around the world,
Hmm.
says Tyler Heck.
But
Mr. Heck.
I mean, I've technically found a dinosaur bone in a way. I found a partial Carcharodonsaurus tooth when I went to the Chem beds during December 2018 to January 2019. At first, I didn't. At first, I thought it was actually from Onchopristis, but the way it's been broken, it looked a bit like a big Onchopristis barb. And then I had a look at it again, and the enamel on it is very similar to Carcharodonsaurus teeth. So it's the only thing I can think it's from. So I
That's
went
a
out there, yeah, and I found my boy.
so that's a dream come true for Mr. Kakaro 34.
Exactly, and it's also been a dream come true to work on mosasaurs for my undergraduate project, and I'm working on them actually now for my MRes.
How come you never called yourself Ka Mosasauro 34?
Because to tell you the truth, I only really got into mosasaurs when I got into university. I
When
like
you
a lot
left
of things in
YouTube.
paleontology. Yeah, like a lot of things in paleontology, you don't really appreciate it until you look at it like in in person for yourself. Like the amount of people I think would like turn their noses up at like shelled fossils like brachiopods, oysters, all those things. But then you actually study them, and they're incredibly unique and they're actually really interesting, especially for the paleoenvironmental indicators that they are and how they work and all that stuff. That's interesting. But to me, I love mosasaurs better. They are way better. They eat oysters, and therefore they're cooler.
This sounds almost unreal. This sounds similarly unrelated, but I remember making a fake mosasaur because I sometimes make fake dinosaurs, and its whole idea was that it ate mollusks, and I called it molluscophonus, which of course is a edgy way of saying or Latin way of saying mollusk murderer.
That's actually very good though. I like that name, Molluscophonus. But I've been sort of coming up for names with mosasaur specimens that don't have names. There's
Well,
a
that's a real dream come true.
It is, yeah, but well, I haven't obviously I haven't been able to describe or get onto describing a mosasaur for real, but I look at certain specimens in papers, and then they have no names, and I'm like, oh, this one's from Spain. I'll call this one El Mosasaurus.
El Mozo.
El Mozo.
Someone needs to draw that. Just draw a super Spanish mosasaur.
Yeah.
El Mozo.
Riding a bull or whatever, or oh no, it's
Bull riding isn't nearly as popular as the bull fight. The
no, the
bullfights with
bullfighting. Yeah, I do apologize to all the Spaniards. I got your culture wrong.
I mean, there is bull riding. It's just that it's not that popular in Spain. It exists in
Yeah,
Mexico, but rodeos are an American thing.
yeah, it's the bullfighting I was meant to say, but I tripped over my words like I tripped over into paleontology sometimes.
Yeah, I wonder what would you if you ever wanted to would you ever tell your younger self someday you're gonna find a tooth of that dinosaur?
I think I would have, but then I think he'd be way too to put it in light terms. He would be way up his backside. I think very arrogant. I mean, apart from being arrogant now, but he'd be way up there. Like he'd be
Yeah,
oh, he'd be so big headed. Oh dear. I mean, I'm big headed now. I mean, I'm here talking about my paleontology career, and
I mean
well,
you're square.
yeah, I am very square. Very.
You have a square jawline.
I do. I look like a Lego man.
I would put your head on a Lego,
I
honestly.
mean, do it. Go for it.
Zoromosasaur says Hadrosaur. What's kind of funny is that Hadrosaur 838 is also a Kyle. So we have you, Kyle Marson, and then you got Kyle Grant,
Hey.
who lives in Hawaii. Well, I
What
have
is the
something to
name
tell
of
you.
the fucking
Well,
guy?
well, I have something to tell you both. What I found while I was looking around the forest, I found two fossil rocks, and one that looks like a snake pattern, and the other one that looks like some sort of worm.
Right. I'm trying to think. A snake pattern. That sounds like a plant to me. That sounds like a tree bark, like a lepidendron. Lepidendron. Sorry, that's
Yeah,
how you pronounce
what? Yeah, for a second there, wait, I would be like, wait, why would a tree have teeth?
it.
Because
It's the
when you
yeah, it's the bark. It's the bark on the outside that makes this sort of. It's like a scalated pattern. It's all. Honestly, when you look at it first, you think, oh, that's a scale impression, but then you look at it closely, and it's like, well, no, that's actually that's just plants. And then the worm, I don't know, could be the cat, could actually be a worm burrow. You do actually find them; they look like the worms actually produce them.
it's a fucking tree.
I think that I don't think I've ever told you the story about I forget which dinosaur it was, but it was during Cope and Marsh's era, and I think one of them found what they thought was the section of a humerus of a giant dinosaur,
But it was a tree.
and someone said, "Oh, it's a tree."
Hey, Atomic Jamie. Oh, so this is the other Kyle I've heard about in the last stream. Yeah, there's two Kyles. Kyle.
Yep, I'm the best, Kyle.
Honestly, yeah, you're way more emotionally stable than the other one.
Oh no, shots fired! I'm really sorry, over Kyle. This is my doing. This is my bad.
Yeah, the other guy is also a huge weeb.
Hey, I only like Dragon Ball. Me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're a WrestleMania weeb. Meanwhile, he's
Oh
just a
yeah,
weeb.
I'm definitely a WrestleMania weeb. I'm definitely a wrestling weeb. For anyone who doesn't know, Drew McIntyre is my husband, and no one can claim him.
Yep. Watch out, or else you're gonna have to face off against the square.
Hang on, Vegeta, yes. I'm responding to Jaden there.
Vegeta,
He said
no.
Vegeta, no, and I was like, oh, Vegeta, I love. And I was like, oh wait, Team Four Star, I remember that reference. Vegeta, yes.
Desperate Dolphin goes, did somebody say Dragon Ball?
Yes, I did. And Vegeta is my favorite character. Vegeta is the best character.
What about Shadow the Hedgehog?
Well, he's a close second.
But honestly, everyone always says this, but I think everyone already knows this. But Sonic the Hedgehog took a lot of ideas from Dragon Ball.
Oh, definitely.
Knuckles,
He's
starting
the
with Knuckles the
Vegeta.
Echidna. Knuckles the
Yeah,
Echidna is Piccolo.
yeah, he's pretty much Piccolo.
Except he
and
has a
then
four-headed penis.
Krillin. I'm
Wait,
trying to
who's
think.
Krillin? Tails?
Yeah, Tails is Krillin,
Except he
and
isn't bald.
yeah. Well, I mean, he could just shave, or technically, bald is sort of like a derivative of naked,
Yeah,
and Tails doesn't really wear any clothes apart from what does he wear? Gloves and shoes.
that's what everyone. That's the in the Sonic universe. That's all they wear: gloves and shoes.
Boom, done. There we go. He's Krillin, and then
Vegeta,
Shadow
Vegeta's a,
is Vegeta.
Vegeta's a fucking Chad. You are cultured. In terms of anime, I'm still watching 2019 versions of Fruit Basket. You know, I have this weird Christian friend who also likes Fruit Basket. That's something. Sonic is basically Goku. I mean, yeah, he can harness the 7 Chaos Emeralds to become Super Sonic, who, coincidentally, is yellow.
Yeah, I
And then,
play I play Vegeta's theme song while I'm in the gym actually, or like a metal cover of it.
oh, hell
Uh,
yeah. Was it by Little V
oh yeah,
Mills?
yeah. Hell's Bells. Oh, it's so good, especially when I'm like lifting. For those who don't know, I'm actually the size of uh, a daddy long legs, or I'm about as thick as I don't know someone's leg or something. Just honestly, I'm pretty skinny,
You are right
but
about one thing. You are daddy.
oh god. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, but I do try to lift as much as I can. Like I can do 25 kilo on the barbells. I think that's my maximum at the moment. But it's
That's
bulking
pretty good.
season, baby.
Yeah. Hey, did you know that the Fiend Bray Wyatt beated Drew McIntyre?
No, it isn't in WWE. It doesn't exist.
That's something. The piano, the piano Carcacaro, the piano beyond Giorno's. Let's see, are there any
Hmm.
other Sonic the Hedgehog ripoffs besides those very obvious ones? Um,
Apart from Thanos the Forestes, which I'm pretty sure is just Shadow but in fossil form.
the Nanothoristes is Shadow the Hedgehog.
He's so metal, isn't he? And so is Shadow.
Disgusting black creatures, get out of my sight.
How dare you? How dare?
That's what.
But yeah,
It's so
to bring
weird
it
that
up.
Shadow the Hedgehog did that.
Sorry, what were you saying there? I interrupted.
No, Shadow the Hedgehog's so racist towards his own kind.
Yes, yeah, it definitely is. I mean, why would you do that, Shadow? That's just not nice. Can't you work as a team? No, I am Shadow.
I'm
Get me
Shadow the.
control.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of something similar. Then out of the Risties. I bet
Yeah,
he
we're
was.
talking about.
If he was a
I was going to bring
paleontologist.
it up, but Faster Forestes. When I first heard it and I saw the material, like the material I remember is a bit at the top of the skull, probably the frontals, which are basically above the eyes, and then you've also got a bit of the maxilla, which is a bit of the cheekbone. So just below the nostril, I think it was, but on the actual set where the teeth are, that's called the alveoli margin. That's basically the tooth sockets. But as soon as I saw that, I said to myself, "That's Displetosaurus. They've just found fragments of Displetosaurus. There's no point in trying to name it a new species." But I think
Except it's for edginess to get
yeah,
that.
but just people want to get their names on new dinosaurs. It's like, what? Why do you have to do that?
Why'd you have to waste such a good name?
Exactly, yeah. And why? I think it's just because obviously with new techniques and new evidence and new data and new ways of finding data in paleontology, we've actually like been able to either split species or resurrect old species that were rendered numen dubium.
Like
Most
Brontosaurus.
Yeah, Brontosaurus and also Proichthyosaurus. That one got resurrected from a skull reconstruction, I think, an analysis by a guy called Dean Lomax. He's the one who discovered those giant ichthyosaurs that were in the news a couple of years ago. But Thanatophorus, I think the problem is that we've seen in the last 20 years a massive blow up of how many species of tyrannosaur there are in the world,
God
and
damn
that's
it.
good. It's good. It's damn well good. But the problem is we get a bit too excited, I think, and we start naming new species off of very fragmentary material, and we've seen it with both Thanatophorus and Dynamoterra.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was not
those are
surprised.
two edgy names used just
Yeah,
for that.
I was not surprised at all when this year, Young et al. 2020, both of his studies, or her studies, I don't know if the author is a woman or a man, but yeah, I was not surprised that they actually said, well, actually, there's not enough material here to diagnose these two as a distinct species in the case of Dynamotera.
I
Or,
diagnosed them as dead.
yeah, they are dead, definitely. They're definitely dead, and they should remain dead because just because you're so metal does not make you cool, boy. And I'm talking about people who wear band shirts and don't even listen to the bands.
Oh yeah, I don't.
I hate that. But yeah, and then Yun just said, "Hey, we've got features in this Daspletosaurus that probably show that Thynosta forestes is actually just a Daspletosaurus. So now we've got 3 species of Daspletosaurus and a potential 4th one from the Dinosaur Park Formation, which hasn't
Why
been
can't the
described."
Spleosaurus? Why can't the Spleosaurus stop splitting?
Well, we do. We'll at the end of the day, the fossil record is very, very incomplete. I mean, I'm trying to think. There's a specimen of Tyrannosaurus which might actually represent a new species of T Rex, or wait, Tyrannosaurus. So that wouldn't surprise me. Then there's the specimen from the Alamo Formation or Orala Formation. I can't remember where it is, but in Texas, which might represent a new genus of Tyrannosaur that lived alongside T Rex. And this thing was big. Then you've also got Gorgosaurus and Daspletosaurus, well, Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus, which, I mean, a lot of people seem to lump a lot of specimens into them. So maybe there's time for a revision of those to be brought out, and maybe we actually find two or three species in each. Honestly, I think there's a problem with paleontology in that we seem to lump stuff together and we seem to split stuff too much. We need to find that middle ground, and I think with the Tyrannosaurs, we were getting there.
And that just went ridiculous.
Yeah, and then we were just like, okay, now we're naming species off of very scant material. This is not how we do paleontology. At least get some good material in there.
I want to make a video where I go in all-out fit rage over Jurassic Fight Club, just spastic yelling at each episode, albeit very brief. Then after that, we got a very lovely comment from Des talking about Brontomerus, the Thunder Thighs.
Oh, I love Brontomerus. I love that. That's just a great name.
And welcome to Jurassic World. What are those? And of course, Hadrosaur goes with, you can call me Black Horner. But he's black, so it makes sense. He can actually perform that alias.
Yeah, I think Horner's first comments was when Horner got Daspletosaurus horner I named after him. I wonder if his first comment was, "Oh look, a scavenger, finally."
Screw it. I'm gonna look up, is Jack Horner racist?
No, but Henry Fairfield Osborn was. Oh dear, we don't talk about him as much. He's the guy who named Tyrannosaurus Rex and Velociraptor.
I mean, it was the 1900s. What do you expect? People weren't that progressive back then.
Exactly. And they weren't so good with their paleontology as well. I mean, Cope and Marsh, they're a fair example. I think about 2 or 3/3, or I think it's 3/4 of the species they named are all either invalid, numum dubium, or synonyms with other species. Brontosaurus, for example. And it's just me on the stream, guys. Hello, how are we doing? Sketchy has gone. Why has it gone? See, this is what happens when you get older, ladies and gentlemen. You go mad. You go absolutely balmy. I couldn't imagine for 2021 when they released the new Jurassic World Extinction movie. I hope they have new dinosaurs in it. Of course, they're going to have to put new dinosaurs in it. New dinosaurs make money. I mean, think about it.
That's why the Dinathoristes exists. Make money.
Yep, exactly. Make money with Thynosaurus forestis. I mean, why not make it a hybrid of Daspletosaurus and Gorgosaurus or Daspletosaurus and Tyrannosaurus? Boom. You've got a soft hybrid and it makes more money.
Do you tell me you know the piano? Says Desperate Dolphin.
I'm trying to look. Piano. I don't know the piano. No.
Heard on the internet. You were the guy who made that Planet Dinosaur resound vid.
I did too. Yeah.
Probably your worst videos on your channel.
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to think which one was first. Oh, I have some really bad. Oh, I have so many bad videos on my channel, but I got better towards the end. The last 2 years are probably my best years, and
At least you went out at your peak.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you said you were going to do a video on that, weren't you?
The history of Coca-Cola 34.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, but I don't know if you're putting that to a side on the back burner. But
I completely forgot that I was going to do that.
yeah,
I'm questioning whether I should or not, because I already have 2 analytical videos that people want me to make. Joshua Hubbard and Matthew are really want me to make a video about Rebor, and I also was planning on making a Rise and Fall of the Dinoverse.
I think for if you want my honest, and this is the thing, viewers. If you want my honest opinion, which one is going to get more views for Sketchy? It's going to be Reborn.
Uh,
It's the bigger topic. It's the more recent topic as well. I'm very old news. I'm like, what, 3 years? So I'm
well,
very old news in the scope of it.
at the end of the day, though, views isn't all I care about. I think both videos deserve to exist. Besides, I made even though Prehistoric Channel ain't exactly super popular, I got a good 200 views off that.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, fair enough. I was thinking more in the context of what would get you more views because I like to think of other people. You know what I mean, Sketchy?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I don't like to think of myself as that shallow.
Oh no, no, of course not. And that's why we're friends.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of weird. A year ago, this would have been like a shout out, but now I'm at nearly the same sub count as you.
Yeah, you are, and and honestly, guys, Sketchy is the future of this community. I'm endorsing him right now, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, hell yeah, and he's going to absolutely just turn this community around with all these memages. I'm loving the memes and all, and just all the analytical videos and everything.
Yeah, I haven't made analytical videos in months. Like I haven't made
Yeah,
one since the COVID pandemic started.
yeah, yeah, but I love going back to them the most, to be honest. But honestly, I'm trying to think what else to say. I'm trying to think what else to say about you. Oh, what's this? I've turned into a middle-aged man. I feel horrible. Oh, it gets even worse from the. Wait until you have kids. I don't know if
Oh
I've got
god,
any.
if Call has kids, the jaw lines.
Hey, don't be surprised if I've got some somewhere. I mean, well, I mean, I don't know. There's probably about 5 of them called John, and probably 6 of them called Mary. I don't know. I'm not good with names.
Oh boy. What's the first one gonna be named? Kyle Jr.?
Oh no, I actually thought about this. Is he be called John? Because my middle name is John. I'm going to pass my middle name on to him, and he'll be JJ.
John Marson.
Yep, John JJ for short. So he
JJ
gets told
Marson.
JJ.
Do not endorse a park. Oh my god, I lost my ver. I
My
don't know.
gin?
Oh, your Jin.
Ah,
Oh, he says he's not a virgin anymore.
oh, good for you.
It's not Mart Dolphin. I don't want to embarrass you, but it's not Martson. It's Marson. It's like
No,
this.
a lot of people get a lot of people get that wrong. Yep, that's it. A lot of people get that wrong, and it's no surprise because it's a very out there name. But
Kyle Marty
I think I put my full name. I've put my full name out there before anyway, so it's not doxing.
Kyle Martyson.
Marty, Marty, we gotta get back to the future, Marty.
Alex Marty.
Alex.
Marty. Oh
Oh,
sugar honey iced tea.
yeah.
Haha, he said
Oh,
shit. I'm an RDR fan. What is that? Road to El Dorado? I'm gonna name my
no,
son after me as soon as I get rid of all the other Kyles, so we'd only be the only ones. It's a bit much. I don't think all Kyles need to be like you. Oh, oh
oh,
God, I can't imagine what Kyle would be like as a father.
well, if I actually started taking care of my kids, then I could know what it would be like. But actually, to surprise everyone, as a Kyle, I've never had Monster Energy.
You
Never.
s- you seem like the person to endorse that since you're a WrestleMania fan and a hardcore worker.
Exactly, and actually, I started actually putting patches on a denim jacket, on like a sleeveless one, and one of the ones I have is actually a Monster Energy patch, just because I'm endorsing the meme. But I've never ever touched Monster Energy ever. I've never drank it. I've never gone near it. I've never had a
You
lick
most
of it.
certainly
Honestly.
you most certainly have a pint, but you don't have Monster Energy.
Oh no! To all you younguns, ale is the real way. Ale, not beer, not cider, ale, and maybe some whiskey and bourbon.
What about Pawtucket Ale from Rhode Island?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I have a good feeling that when you do try Red Bull, you're gonna mimic that scene from Family Guy where Peter Griffin gets Red Bull.
Maybe, or I'll. I'm trying to think. Or
You
maybe
know,
I'll start making dinosaur videos again, but I'll make them too fast and actually burn a hole in the hole of reality from the speed of putting out videos.
oh god. I've already said this before, but if you ever wanted to make one video but not post it on your channel, I'll post it on like my second account so people can still see it.
Oh, fantastic! That's very kind of you. Yeah. Well, I actually do. I actually like. I know you and me. We in our like spare time, we like make little projects, don't we? Like music video projects.
Oh yeah, those music video
Yeah, yeah.
edits.
No, I've shown it to all our friends as well, and I'm pretty. I mean, it's just literally when I'm bored and I have nothing to do, like no work or anything, or I want to take a chill break from work because to everyone who paleontology has actually made me into a far harder worker than what I was. I used to think I was hard working. Like I'd spend from like 8 o'clock in the morning at school till 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now it's no, I'll get up from and then from like half 7 or 8, it's work till 5, get home, have food, go to the gym, get back, do another 3 hours work, do the same over and over and over again. Well, I don't go to
That's
the gym.
work. I wouldn't
Yeah, but
exactly. I'm not nearly as hard of a worker.
but that's the thing. I do it because I absolutely love paleontology. I live, I breathe, and I would die for this profession. Honestly, I love it. It's my life, and I'm so glad to be in a position like I am now, doing an MRes, and I'm actually under one of the greatest paleontologists. Well, what I consider one of the greatest paleontologists of all time, Dave Martill, Mr. Pterosaur, who just recently, I think, was part of a paper describing a new pterosaur from the Chem with a massively long beak, and I get one of our friends who knows him as well, and you know who I'm talking about, but we won't name him here. Actually, we'll name his YouTube channel Rahanavas 70M. He
Look,
he he knows well. Let's say he knows Martil in a way, and he'll talk about it and all that stuff with our friends.
bra moment. And then
Definitely a problem.
Hadrosaurus plugging in my second account, some stupid sketch crab. Oh yeah, it was originally Dose Guy because Dose Guy, 2, but I changed it to some stupid sketch crab.
Why Kreb?
Why not? It's actually because the other Kyle drew me as a crab.
Oh, I thought it would be something like that. It was like I thought it would be like you were obsessed with SpongeBob at the time. You're like Mr. Krabs.
No, I was not. What if Godzilla meets Cloverfield? Shit goes down.
Well, if we're talking about the juvenile Cloverfield, which you see in the movie Cloverfield, then oh, definitely. Well, actually, it depends on what Godzilla. But I guess we'll just say 2019. Yeah, he'll crush it under 1 foot. But if he meets the adult, oh no, Godzilla's gonna get his head torn off. But if it was Shin Godzilla, then yeah, that Clover's not gonna stand a chance. Even though Shin and 2019 are about the same size.
I feel weirdly proud of that shit post I made where I made Flight react to Papo Giganotosaurus. No, don't pull. No. Ah! I really should make more Flight reacts to dinosaur figure videos.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they are
Uh,
great.
What
I
o-
mean,
what other dino figure videos are there? Or like what
I
other
don't know.
bad dino figures that could be used in that kind of punchline?
I don't know. Actually, I want to mention something about dinosaur figures because I've noticed something. All these like prediction videos that come out have been coming out the last couple of years. Do you know what I noticed? Everyone
What?
started well, all the big ones started doing it after I did. I'm going to say this here, and I know I might be sounding arrogant, but at the end of the day, I came up with it first. Prediction videos for figures each year. I came up with that, and I never got credited. And
Well,
I'm very angry.
Anjuri, that's the Yorkshire way of saying it.
Yeah, no, this is the Yorkshire. No, no. Honestly, I found it funny how I started it, and now it's become a big thing for people to do once a year.
And now there's like,
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed coming up with like predictions like that.
yeah, prehistoric channels started doing it. Killer Shrew fan,
Spino Dude and all those guys.
that whole lot. There's actually a lot of Andy's dinosaur reviews. There are a lot of big dino figure reviewers, but there's not many that do other types of content.
No, that's why when I was at like the end, I liked branching out to Kokokoro, just dinosaur discussions because I wanted to bring more paleontological aspects into the community rather than just hey, let's talk about this figure.
Yeah, me, I never did that. I just did all these real. I had all these ridiculous series that that lasted a couple episodes, but everyone always liked to talk about them. People,
Exactly, because you made it work, and that's the best thing about this community is that well, basically, I forget who said it, but some rapper said, pressure can burst pipes and it can create diamonds, and that's what you did. You made diamonds with those series.
yeah, like of course I had my prehistoric figure reviews, but there was also the sketchy tributes, the most maybe not controversial, but the most divided when it comes to opinion. My opinion on every figure from a figure making company, really like. People really like that series. It's where I go over every figure made by a certain brand, and I quickly say what I like about it, or
Yeah,
like what I think.
I seen the what was it? What was the most recent? Was the Toyway one the most
Yes,
recent one?
yes, Toyway was the
I
most.
love that one, especially with the Carnotaurus.
Yeah, some people didn't like that joke, but I'm glad that some people did.
Oh, I can remember once seeing that figure in person when I went to go and see Dippy in the Natural History Museum, and I was just like, "What
This
the
is
hell is this?" And then I saw the Baryonyx and the Megalosaurus. I was like, "Yes, want."
the Baryonyx looks terrible in my opinion, but you do you.
It does, yeah, but I think it's an all right. I think it's all right in a way. It's got charm to it, and I think that's why I liked it. But obviously, I bought the Diplodocus as well. I bought the I remember the day um I bought the Schleich Giganotosaurus, the second gen one with the articulated jaw. This is before they curled the tail down, which was ridiculous, and I hate them for that ever since. Even though I bought the figure, which is just me for
Icing on
some
the
reason.
cake.
Yep. I bought that figure, and then I bought the Diplodocus from Toway with the Kentrosaurus and the Megalosaurus and the Baryonyx, and I loved it. I loved it.
This is something I've noticed. A lot of my series have 7 episodes exactly. My opinion on every figure from Figure Making Company, 7 episodes. Sketchy tributes, 7 episodes. Dinosaur Archipelago shorts, 7 episodes. Sketchy analytics, 7 episodes.
Well, I'm going to put on my silver foil hat because there's a conspiracy about here. And also, Tyler Heck says, "Hey, Core, if I had to tell you something, I love dinosaurs very much. So many times, or sometimes, I wish I was an archaeologist like yourself." Well, one, I'm not an archaeologist. I'm technically a paleontological student, and archaeologists do not look for dinosaurs.
They used to in the
Unfortunately,
1800s, but then it became its own thing.
archaeology was archaeology. Well, let's put it this way: paleontology is history of the Earth before humans. Archaeology is human history. Human is just basically focusing on what we did.
That's actually a
Um,
perfect way. That's a pretty easy way to describe it.
exactly. Yeah, that's how I like to describe it. That's how I came up with that description when I was younger because people kept saying, "You like to be an archaeologist, don't you?" It's like, no, paleontologist. We look at history before people. Archaeologists look at people's history. Simple as.
That's actually a pretty. That's genius. Just going through high school, people always like, "Oh, you want to be an archaeologist?" And I'll be like, "No, I want to be a paleontologist."
Exactly. Yeah, you get those smart asses who say, "Oh, you like to dig up dinosaurs," and just like, yeah, what about it? Yeah, I do.
I do like be dinos. I have the exact same prob. Like I had the similar kind of gripe because because whenever I talked about riding horses, which is one of the other things which is one of the other things I mainly do, but no one ever knows about it. They always call it racing, and I'm like, no, you idiots, that's at Royal Ascot. That's not what I do.
Exactly. It's like if you're gonna pull something up about me, just get it right first time. Like I've had,
Yeah, just get it
you.
right. I'm not a freaking jockey with bulimia. I just ride. I'm not a racer. I
Yeah.
really hate that they just bunch it all together. Like, yeah, it's the most popular, but it's not interchangeable, you idiot.
Yeah. And Hadrosaur says, "Oh, I hate people who call paleontologists archaeologists. It's kind of dumb. It is, but at the end of the day, I think as a paleo guy, you kind of get used to it, and you just go, you have to explain to them, no, I'm a
There's a lot of
paleontologist.
there's a lot of paleo guy YouTube channels or paleo things. There is Henry the Paleo Guy who has over 20,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah,
And then there's the less popular but still very cool Brennan the Paleo Dude.
I'm not familiar with him. No, not at
Oh,
all. Sorry,
uh,
Brennan.
correction. Henry the Paleo Guy has 40,000 subscribers.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm trying to think what was the last video I watched from him, and I think it was his important paleontological discoveries.
He kind of
Was
does what
like,
I do, where he analyzes the general history of something.
oh yeah, obviously I think the history of paleontology is something to also look through for people. Like, don't just look at recent stuff. Look at historical stuff. Like, as part of my research, I have to look back into the history of mosasaur research, and it's a massive kettle of fish there. A guy
And
called
meanwhile,
Domo.
meanwhile, I analyze the history of a community that no one even knows exists.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was part of that community. I'm now a fossil.
I'm becoming one myself.
Maybe I'm just partially I'm mostly disarticulated, and you're becoming more articulatedly preserved.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm checking. So Brennan the Paleo Dude, he mainly gets super on his YouTube channel. He does a lot of random stuff. Like he does like he reviews Mattel figures a lot of the time. Uh,
Oh,
he does a lot of Mattel reviews, but he also has fossil stuff. Like he did one on like he made it like his one of his more recent videos out fossil hunting for EOC fossils, Princeton, British Columbia, Canada, and then next one, earwig fossil hunting part 2. So he does have fossil hunting vlogs every once in a while, and his most recent video, which is the one that gets a lot of attention, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous Cruise recreation. He does a lot of he makes a lot of views. He got like 19,000 views off of scan code videos where he
yeah.
showed the scan codes of dinosaur figures.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's something that I think a couple of YouTubers have done, which is really good because it gets the audience in, but it only gets the audience in for that cheap little scan code. Yes, I'll have that. I won't subscribe to you though.
Yeah. Actually, the best thing, like right now, Brennan the Paleo Dude, he made this really intricate Halloween costume, or not costume, but like he made the JP Troodon out,
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool.
but he turned and like he gave it nightlight eyes, which meant its eyes could glow in the dark.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so he makes a lot of really. That's on his Instagram though, and his Instagram I think is more interesting than his YouTube channel, because on his
Hmm.
Instagram he takes pictures of like his fossils, the figures he owns, and also his ridiculous Halloween costumes that he's creating. Like he's created
I
he sculpted the body of the Troodon out of pool noodles.
that's that's mental. That is absolutely mad. That's maddening. That. Oh, I mean, I want to apologize if you can hear some clicking in the background, but I'm just sort of getting through some work here as we're talking. So
No, don't
if
worry,
you
I
lot in
click
the
a lot
audience,
too. I
yeah,
click a lot
I'm
too.
at the moment I'm looking through some lizards and looking at some of their bones, which is actually quite interesting because I get to learn a bit about some recent lizards that were up in Europe. Um, the
That's
genus
cool.
Varanus, the genus Varanus was up in Europe until the Middle Miocene or the Late Miocene, I think. So that was quite recent, actually.
The other Kyle says creationists are bad.
Well, creationists believe one thing, but I think we obviously we have science, and I think literally just ignore them. If honestly, if you're a creationist, like in the chat right now, look, the reason we're just ignoring you is because we just don't believe what you preach. If you believe what you preach, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we believe it because we got evidence, we got physical evidence, and we've got evidence all around us that we've substantiated, we've systematically logged and dated and all that stuff, and it all makes sense to us because it all intermingles and interconnects in a way that seems to be very plausible. And we have techniques that we've recalibrated and improved upon over and over and over again, and they come up with the same results over and over and over again. And you can argue that, well, we're just doing this because we don't want anything to change. No, science is actually all about change. Like sometimes we actually go back and we say, okay, that's wrong. I mean, let's take mosasaurs, for example. We used to think mosasaurs didn't have a tail fluke. And then we found a specimen of prognathodon that had soft tissue evidence of a tail fluke. So we had to go back and look at all these other mosasaurs and say, well, hang on, did this one have a tail fluke? Yeah. Did this one have a tail fluke? Yeah, 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 yeah. And we went, and just this year, actually, we've actually revised the stance on sauropods. There was a specimen of what was it called now? I think it was Shoni. No, it wasn't Shonisaurus. Or it might have been Shonisaurus actually.
Isn't
But
Shonisaurus an ichthyosaur?
sorry, not Shunisaurus. I'm
The
sorry.
ankylosaur, bitch.
But yeah, that one, or it was something related to that. But some paleontologists looked at the sacral vertebrae. So that's the vertebrae just above the well, that's implemented into the hip, and it turns out they're wedge shaped. So sauropods, they weren't like horizontal to the ground. They actually had like a sort of upright posture, like Brachiosaurus. So that's
Or
literally,
Diplodocus.
yeah. Diplodocus had more of a horizontal stance, but it would have held its neck it would have held its neck like a sort of like a swan. So yeah, a lot of oh, you just sent me the oh they look cool. You just sent me the videos. They look cool. I'm gonna
Yeah, I sent the picture of the
yeah.
Brennan the Paleo dude
That's
custom,
that's damn cool. That's good.
and
That's brilliant.
that's before he started applying all the painting, like started painting all the stripes and stuff. The
It
one
looks
other
brilliant.
thing I need to show you it in its poo noodle stage, where its entire skeletal anatomy was just pool noodles. Like it had two poo noodles for toes. It had pool
Yeah.
noodle claws. It had a noodle nose. It was just freaking. It was a noodle. It was truly an amazing creature. It was not a pectenodon. It wasn't a troodon pectenodon. It was a troodon noodle. I don't friggin' know.
Yeah. Noodle eye or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, troodon noodle. Also, I think I should give this. Also, I think I should give this Kyle a look for myself.
Hum.
I've seen a video
Oh
where
dear.
someone made raptors for a Halloween costume. That's cool. Oh yeah, I sent you the noodle phase.
Of course, yeah. I'm gonna have a look at it now. That's brilliant.
Look at that magnificent creature.
It is. Yeah.
But yeah, he's
That's shrink wrapping if I've seen it before. Blooming heck.
imagine. I have a good feeling that someone has unironically reconstructed a dinosaur like this.
Oh, probably, yeah. There are like we see it all the time in museums. There's a couple actually. Speaking of sauropods, we were just on them, but the Brachiosaurus, or sorry, the Giraffatitan, or is it no? It's the Brachiosaurus altithorax skeleton with the Giraffatitan skull on its head in the Chicago Field Museum. Its pectoral girdle, which is obviously the arms, they're actually too they're actually too high up on the animal. And in life, they would have actually been choking the actual shoulder girdle and the shoulder region would have been choking the animal if it was reconstructed with flesh like that. So what they should do is actually lower the pectoral girdles, and then you make the sauropod higher, which is a bonus if you correct the anatomy, and you make it even bigger. That's really cool. But yeah, obviously we get a lot of things wrong in paleontology.
Oh,
But
bucket, totally. Hey, Hadrosaur, I got to give you a lot of credit. I really like your Daspletosaurus drawing that you did. Oh yeah, Hadrosaur. He does paleo art, but he also does weird things with that paleo art. Like he drew a Torvosaurus and he featured it in a comic he made featuring Doki Doki characters.
Interesting.
And Doki Doki's an anime dating game.
Right, okay. I'm not. Again, like I only know. Well, actually, the animes I know are Dragon Ball, Attack on Titan. That's the that's the T Rex. Oh, Displetosaurus. So yeah, that's really cool. I like that's a really good reconstruction. Although he doesn't seem to have the lips or the keratinous sheath, the face that they would have had, or apparently would have had,
Doesn't
according to.
Displetosaurus? Isn't Displetosaurus? There's some people who say Displetosaurus is supposed to be the one without lips, and there's some people who say, "Oh yeah, that one has lips."
Okay, so let's put it this way. Dinosaurs would have had lips. Maybe Spinosaurus may have been the exception because it's maybe its jaws were sort of not built for lips. But at the end of the day, there's these pits on the side of the face called foramina, and the rule is that the less foramina you have, the more likely you're going to have lips. And if you look at animals today, when they close their jaws, if you look at the skeleton, they don't actually close their jaws together tight. They actually have them sort of loose. So if you think about it, dinosaurs are going to close their mouths, but not all the way, but they're going to have these lips over them because they have these pits where these nerve endings are going to be for the lips, and the lips are going to be somewhere between like a bird's lips and a lizard's lips. So they're not going to be muscular, not going to be movable, but they're going to be there to cover up the teeth because the enamel on the teeth will crack, and then the teeth will become obviously infected and they'll drop out at rapid rates, and you don't want that as a predator. So you're going to have lips. And I mean, think about it. If a lion wasn't going to have lips because everyone's like, oh, it should look fierce. Well, then that lion's going to have its enamel on its teeth cracked, and then it's going to lose its teeth, and then it won't be able to hunt. A
It's fucked.
tyrannosaur, yeah, exactly. A tyrannosaur, yeah, they replace their teeth phenomenally more than mammals. Then they replace them at too quick of a rate, and the teeth become too fragile too quickly. That's going to be an ineffective hunter. So it's going to develop.
Don't certain sharks have lips, even though they do replace their sheep throughout their teeth throughout
They
their
sort of
lives?
have. They technically do have lips, or like a lip-like structure around their mouth. Like you look at great whites, like obviously they don't have their gums out, but when they sort of close their mouth a bit, you can see some of the teeth poking out. But that's yeah, they're sort of lips, but they're also sort of lip-like structures.
Mm. Let's see. I'd imagine Brachiosaurus Ultrathorax choking on its shoulders, or he's imagining it.
Yeah.
Goji 94, show a Goji, and the other Godzillas. The villain is the Ghidorahs. Cool. And Ripoff Runner says it's called the Funny OG Dino Tube Man.
I was never funny.
Doki Doki Literature Club is actually a psychological horror game made to look like a dating simulation to lull you into a false sense of security. Also, the keratin sheaths are there. It's just that it's the same color as the face.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. No, I was wrong. I put my hands up. I was wrong. Hadrosaur corrected me. See, there's another
You
thing
mean
about life. You
Kyle?
just gotta learn. Yeah, you just got to learn when you get corrected. And you put your hands up and say, yeah, I was wrong. Fair enough.
Kyle gets corrected by Kyle.
Exactly. Yeah. Now we just created a paradox in the universe, and it'll open with a black hole, but the black hole will be green because monster energy.
What about Monster Hunter?
I don't know much about. I don't know anything about Monster Hunter actually, apart from it's got cool looking dinosaur things in it, and you hunt them, and that's it. Sorry.
Same here. And also, who will win? Shin Godzilla or Legendary? Shin Godzilla is way bigger. I think size matters a lot.
Well, Shin Godzilla, I think. Well, technically, the 2019 Godzilla is bigger, so we're going with Legendary. So we'll go the up to date one. He's bigger.
And more
Shin,
experienced.
is yeah, definitely more experienced. Shin, I think Shin. Well, they both have stamina problems. Obviously, because Shin is a nuclear reactor, literally, and
Shin is so
legendary.
much slower.
Yep. But his attacks, his beam attacks are more effective, and as we saw in the movie, he could cut a building in half with just like, that's it, it's done. But I think Legendary would have been able to put up with those attacks for a certain amount of time before, like, getting, I don't know, I'm trying to think, blasted through the chest or something like that, or maybe having his armor broken by it. But obviously, I think if Legendary could get a hold of Shin, Shin would go down and definitely get destroyed. But if Shin could keep attacking Legendary with those beam attacks and just hold him off for long enough, then yeah, Shin would win. So it depends on the situation at the end of the day.
Yeah, Legendary Godzilla is better at close range, while Shin Godzilla is way better at long range.
Definitely, yeah. If Shin could get that attack where he beams out the back, then Legendary would probably be slowed down by quite a lot, and then Shin could finish him off.
That was a lot of detail
Exactly.
for
Well,
a hypothetical fight.
these are the circumstances you kind of, even though it's a hypothetical fight, you've got to think in circumstances. It's like saying who would win a fight, a grizzly bear or a tiger? Well, there's a lot of circumstances in that. At the end of the day, I know people want it simple, but I think in circumstances a lot. I think of different approaches, different angles. This is how my mind is built. This is how it's been crafted during paleontology. Even simple things, you've sort of been like, oh well, there's different aspects I can think of here, yada yada yada. So
The thing is, Shin Godzilla's atomic breath takes up too much energy. If I remember, the reason he takes a rest is because of the atomic breath.
yeah, exactly. But if he can spare it, so that if he can do rapid attacks, then I think he could probably use it effectively. But obviously, he's not an experienced fighter, so yeah, I guess if we had to pick a winner, Legendary would probably do it because purely from his experience, and he has a better stamina, obviously, and he could probably put up with more damage than Shin could.
Now let's put Sketchy against a brick wall.
Just another brick in the wall.
Oh, we got a troll. Don't worry about it. I can handle this guy.
You Sooks.
It's one of it's a alt account of someone who doesn't like me, who's severely autistic.
He probably just fancies you. I mean, if someone's obsessed with you that much, he must fancy you. I mean, I get them all the time. I
Humanoid
mean,
Goji left.
gay. I'm not gay, but if you like me, fair enough.
Who should be the main bad guy who controls all the incarnations? I think I don't know. Legendary Ghidorah is definitely seemed like the most tyrannical. I mean, he had the alpha call.
Maybe, or I have mild autism, says Hadrosaur. I also have mild autism. I have the funny one, Asperger's syndrome. Oh no, we can't call it Asperger's syndrome anymore. We have to call it high functioning autism, which is ridiculous because I like Asperger's because it sounds like burgers from your arse, which is hilarious.
Okay, yeah. So we have two Kyles that both like dinosaurs, have over 500 subscribers, and are mildly autistic.
Yep.
Apparently, the Ghidorah in King of the Monsters is a juvenile in the novel. That sounds about as valid as Spinosaurus the King saying that the JP3 Spinosaurus is a juvenile. It's not.
Was Spinosaurus the King the guy who said the 2014 Spinosaurus wasn't real?
Well, 2014 Spinosaurus isn't exactly real. He tried denying the 2021. He got over it though. He did accept it was accurate, but he still doesn't like the design.
Let me put it this way: nature doesn't really care about how you feel. When the specimen was first discovered, it was obviously discovered by a miner, and then Ibrahim actually came along and said, "Hey, we've got these bones delivered to us, but we reckon we can find the rest of it. Could you show us where they are?" They showed us where it is, and then what they did is they sectioned this animal. They sectioned different parts of the bones, different areas of the bones, of all different bones, because in the chem, it's very rare, and I'm talking very, very rare, like 1 in a million chance that you can get all these bones from just one specimen, which turns out they did because they sectioned the bones, they looked inside them under a microscope, and all these bones come from an animal that is exactly the same growth stage. All these bones come from animals that are exactly the same growth stage. Now that is very, very unlikely to be from multiple individuals. If it's all from the same growth stage, you've got to assume it's come from one animal. That's my argument. And plus, you've got to think of all these aquatic adaptations. If it was built for water, then long legs are very bad. They create a lot of drag. If it didn't have the laterally compressed tail, these high neural spines, that'd be very bad because it's an ineffective swimming locomotory
Yeah,
function.
I get what you're saying. He did later eventually admit that
Yeah,
he did later apologize for it and admit that yes, that
of
it is
course. Yeah.
real.
When you make, this is the thing I have, this is the problem I have with people who just like whinge and moan and bitch about these, oh, they did this and I don't like it. Look, science doesn't care. But if you make, like he said, they found a specimen in 2018, and I actually went to the video and I said, could you cite that, please? I'd like to actually read that paper, because I could get, and the reason I did that is because I can guarantee there is no such paper, because I have been through a ton of Spinosaur papers, and I can tell you this: there is no such paper. Because if there was a significant find as that, they would have released a paper.
What was the significant find?
The significant find was apparently they found a specimen of Spinosaurus in 2008, proving that it was a bipedal monster from Jurassic Park 3. When no, definitely not. And they didn't actually even find the 2014 specimen / 2020 specimen until 2009. They didn't find that until 2009. They didn't get it out till 2014. And then they found the tail in 2018, 2019, 2020. So basically, to people who just like, oh, yeah, I don't like this, well, tough at the end of the day.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of those kinds of things where people just in general just don't like the dinosaur. Like they'll admit that it's real. It's just that they prefer the JP3 monstrosity.
Exactly. This is the problem with, I think, a lot of people who like, oh, I love paleontology, but I hate the Spinosaurus. Then I'm sorry, but you just don't appreciate science enough. You really
I
don't.
think of course everyone's entitled, like as Ripoff Runner said, he's entitled to his opinion and that he at least recognizes accurate. That is fair, but I still find it shallow when people say they don't like the modern versions of dinosaur figures, especially when they say that and then try to refute it, because it's obvious that they only are trying to refute it because they don't like it. Similar,
Yeah.
like there was this guy named Dinosaur Discovery. He was some sheltered Christian boy who wanted to be a paleontologist. He made a video about the new 2020 Dilophosaurus, and he tried disproving it. And he mentioned how he wasn't a paleontologist, and then proceeded to say that I have done more research than most paleontologists.
That is ridiculous. That is really just ridiculous beyond belief. I mean,
he also mentioned that he thought it looked like a very ugly Muppet.
Oh, he's not wrong there. But let's put it this way: for a single paper, these paleontologists put out. Some of them put out 10 papers a year, or maybe more than that. Like I don't know. A lot of people put out a lot of effort, but these guys are researching every day for hours and hours and hours on end to either identify a single bone or to identify an animal. And they can spend hours and hours and hours. I can remember once I actually spent 2 whole weeks trying to find the name for a bone on a specimen of Tetanus that I had, which is a small mosasaur that I worked on for my undergraduate project. I spent 2 weeks looking through about, I don't know how many papers, but there was a lot of papers. I can't even remember what the name of the paper was that I found the bone in. There was the name for it, but I honestly, that was for one bone on a single specimen. And you have to think about these paleontologists who have to name, describe, and look at different animals and name all the bones and identify all the bones from specimens, who are very very scant, very mild. Like let's take Moros for example, the small tyrannosaur that they discovered earlier this year, or sorry, described this year.
The midget.
That is not a leg bone. That's a leg bone. And then you've got to compare it with, and then they say in the paper that it's actually comparable to an ornithomimid. Well, you've got to guarantee that it's either an ornithomimid or a tyrannosaur. You've got to guarantee it's from a dinosaur in the first place. So you've got to do that research. Then you've got to
Gotta
look
go
at all
above and
these.
beyond just to make sure.
Yeah, paleontologists have to go through a hell load of work. And to people who say, "Oh, I do more research than paleontologists," yeah, no, you don't, mate. You don't. You're talking out your ass. You are seriously talking out your ass. Because
Hey guys,
if you
sure,
do, then
it would have been an
if you do,
accident.
why aren't you a paleontologist? Exactly. Why aren't you a paleontologist?
Oh, here's a good example. Hey, I'm gonna need you to differentiate this leg bone on whether it's an ornithomimid or a tyrannosaur, but make sure that it's more likely a tyrannosaur, so we can call it something like harbinger of death.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call. Actually, hang on. What's the scientific word for leg?
Well, leg, hind, hind,
God,
hind limb, or appendicular skeleton,
oh,
or
it's Cleo. It's
a
Cleo.
posterior appendicular skeleton. I'm just pulling. I'm stringing together a lot of different scientific words to try and come up with a word for it, but I'm pretty sure it's just hind limb.
Oh, here's a good one. Phonocleo. Welcome, everyone. I present to you the murder leg.
The murder
Oh,
leg.
and thank you very much, Tyler Heck. You're awesome too. He said that we're both really awesome.
Oh, thanks, Tyler. You're awesome as well.
So yeah, yeah, I do. This is a fun sort of like paleontological discussion. Later down the road, though, he also really invalidated himself, like even further than he already did, by implying that he didn't believe in the connection between dinosaurs and birds.
Well, that's ridiculous because we literally have dinosaurs that are in that transition. Or sorry, yeah, we have transitional non-avian dinosaurs transitioning into the avian dinosaurs.
Such
Look at
as just random,
look at
random
all
question,
these. Yeah, look at all these Cretaceous dinosaurs that have feathers. Look at all these Cretaceous birds that have teeth.
like Oculodentavis,
Well, actually,
or
to burst your bubble there, but that's actually been reclassified as a squamate, as a lepidosaur. It's now a
well,
lizard.
that okay, well, that oh shitballs. Okay, in that case, Confuciornis, you can't take that one away from me.
Yep, Confucianus. I think that's Cretaceous. I can't remember. But that one's a really good example.
Here's a good one. I hate to make a bad joke, but what about Socratesiornis? And you know how it became extinct? He questioned the paleontologists, so they hunted it to extinction with hemlocks.
Great.
Hello, Kyle
Pelargonius.
and Nathan.
Hello there. Hello there, Rex King.
I remember meeting an
Pelargonius.
idiot saying, "Oh my fucking god!" So the other Kyle said that he remembered meeting an idiot who said birds evolved from bears.
How? What?
I don't even know where to start.
I no. Claws. But then again, oh, oh, can we make humans extinct? Can we please just
But
make
then,
humans extinct?
but then your square head wouldn't be able to be passed on.
Oh, but I don't really care. Oh, just idiots.
What if your skull was so different that you were classified as a new species by alien paleontologists in the
Oh,
future?
then I'd be Homo chadensis.
Yes, you would.
I'd be Chad
Just
Chaddington.
because, yeah, they'd say now there's a new species of Homo sapien based off with a powerful jawline.
Exactly, but you wouldn't say Homo sapiens. You'd say Homo because we are in the genus Homo. Homo sapiens is the genus and the species.
It's very Homo.
It is very Homo. It's very Homo erectus, very Homo habilis, very Homo neanderthalensis, very Homo heidelbergensis.
Actually, this is a very random question, but what Homo is spear?
Homo is, well, spear is probably He's probably a Homo sapien, or maybe he might be a Homo neanderthalensis, but I guess it's just whatever the creator of the show wants him to be. He's just a bloke, isn't he? He's just a bloke with a spear, and he's also got a T Rex.
Okay, here's a good one from Rebuff Runner comment. Spinosaurus the King is a nice guy, enough guy, but I'd be lying if some of his ideas are dumb as hell. The other day, he based one of his claims off a Mattel figure.
Ooh, dear, oh dear! Don't never do no.
So he's a
Base
nice guy. It's just that some of his theories don't make sense.
exactly. Like I'm not gonna like I haven't talked to the guy personally. I'm not gonna crap on his person. I'm gonna crap on his ideas if he makes one. Like at the end of the day, I expect this of people. I expect people to do the same to me. If I make a silly idea, I expect people to be like, "Core or Kyle, that is a stupid idea, mate. What are you talking about?"
What if
If I go
we?
ahead and say mosasaurs could juggle, you're going to say to me, "Kyle, that's stupid. Don't be stupid."
Yeah, I probably would. Hey, I'm trying to think of something. Trying to think of something based off of that. Hey guys, so what if instead of curing cancer, we decided to turn people into dinosaurs, like in
No,
Spider-Man?
no, that's a bad idea. You should feel bad for making that idea.
That was actually a Spider-Man comic strip. Wait, you can cure people into dinosaurs? With that kind of technology, you could cure cancer. But I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
See, this is the
Yeah.
problem, ladies and gentlemen. This is how old I am. I don't even know comic strips anymore.
Neanderthal seems more likely since Spear's body is very stocky.
Exactly. Yeah, he's probably a Neanderthal. I used to think it was Neanderthal, but it turns out it's Neanderthal.
And Fang is probably a Majungasaurus T-Rex.
Oh no,
Or
I mean, Fang. I think she's more closer to probably a Nanoxaurus or a Daspletosaurus.
Spletosaurus and Nanooksaurus, some people say, may or may not have been feathered.
Well, I think we don't know. I think with Nanoxaurus because we haven't got any evidence, and I
I
mean,
think
it
that
lives in a cold latitude.
I feel like Nanooksaurus is way too fragmentary to even make a judgment on. He's just a
Exactly.
lower
Yeah.
Nanooksaurus. I feel like I remember Bioniclesaurus mentioning Nanooksaurus as like his favorite dinosaur, and I'm
Yep.
like, it's a lower jaw, and
Well,
not even like a
it's actually a
complete.
lower jaw. It's a lower jaw tip, and it's a part of the maxillary bone, which is the cheekbone. But the thing that made it a species or made it diagnosticable is that the suture that connected the nasal bone, which is part of that maxilla, basically the suture, the fusion of that between those two bones was actually so diagnostic that they found out, oh, not only is this a tyrannosaur, it's a tyrannosaurine and it's its own species. It's not Gorgosaurus as we thought it was.
So yeah, it's Nanooksaurus is that dinosaur that barely counts.
Yeah, but I think the feature that they based it on is enough to where we can actually say yes, this is actually a valid
Yeah,
species. Or
like we can
this is
like of course like we can safely say yeah that it is a valid species, but I'm still
yeah.
gonna make fun of Bioniclesaurus for saying that one of his favorite theropods is just a lower jaw.
I
Oh, you
mean,
like this lower jaw? Here, I like this singular tooth that's called Ostafricosaurus.
yeah, exactly. And Australopithecus, as of this year, might not be a Spinosaur anymore, which is a bit annoying. But it might actually
Bit
be a
annoying.
Thoracic.
I'm like, well, no shit. Of course it's not a Spinosaurus. Everyone knew that it wasn't real.
No, I was getting because I read more papers on Australopithecus, and I was starting to be like, okay, maybe I'm wrong about it being a crocodile. It's probably a Spinosaur from the looks of it. But then some paleontologists came along, did a comparison, and said, oh, it's probably actually Ceratosaurus, which makes sense because they recently also classified some teeth from the same region to be Torvosaurus. So this whole ecological model in the Jurassic was probably all over the world.
Yeah. I remember we had me and my friend had this comic idea that never went anywhere. But the idea was that it was Indiana Jones but dinosaurs, but instead of it being the Lost Ark, it was the quest for the lost Ostafricosaurus tooth. And the main character was named Irving Fisher, and he was this ichthyovenator who had a hat. And when he finally got the Ostafricosaurus tooth, he used it like a mystical knife, kind of like
That
Sting.
that sounds both awesome and hilarious.
And then there was, and he had two friends. He had I forget exactly what their names were, but there was going to be a an ornithomimid of some kind. I think it was
Mhm.
Austroornithomimus, and I think her name was gonna be Louise.
Louise.
And yes, yeah, and she was supposed to be more like royal. She was supposed to be a bit more rich and privileged, a more rich and
Hmm.
privileged dinosaur. And then there was a third sidekick named Ignacio, but they called him Nacho, and he was like a concavinator. But like of course, considering that Louise was the girl, she used her legs a lot more often than the other two did. She was she was supposed to be the fastest, slimmest, and most athletic. Meanwhile, Ignacio or Nacho was supposed to be like the sidekick. There was a joke that his signature ability was laying on his hump and spinning himself like a dreidel.
I mean, I can't. I can't. You've left me speechless. I can't think of anything to say about that. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's just
hilarious.
yeah. A lot. The joke was that Irving would force him to do it. Like he'd trip him onto his back and then spin him.
All right.
I'm
Interesting
actually
guy.
gonna I'll probably DM you the one. We only had one drawing ever done, like one digital drawing that ever came to be.
Hmm.
The rest of it was just the rest of it was not digital whatsoever. But I remember there was one digital drawing that showed him off. And the one other thing was that in this world, ichthyovenators actually didn't have a dip in their tail, but the way he got it was that someone actually in a knife fight, he got it cut out of his body.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually yeah, while fighting, he got his part of his sail cut out as like a battle scar.
Well, considering the actual, I think the actual specimen of Ichthyovenator, the actual holotype, I think that has a neural spine that's actually bent in a weird way, and I don't know if that's been really addressed in a study as to whether that's pathological or taphonomical. So that'd be interesting to know.
Yeah. Oh, and here's Hadrosaur, or the other Kyle. I had a comic idea where a girl in Japan accidentally was taken back to the Kidani Formation in the Cretaceous and befriends a Fukuisaurus, simply titled Kitodani. So it was a bit. So yeah, went back in time and befriended the Fucksaurus.
Oh dear, I laugh every time I think about. I have to laugh every time I think about those dinosaurs because bless them, they're called the Fuckwisaurus or the Fuckwidon or whatever, the Fuckwevenator. I mean, it's got fucking the title. I mean, I feel so sorry for him. Bless him.
Poor, poor Fuku. Us Americans are so insensitive to the Japanese.
What do you
I mean,
expect?
this is kind of like a third bomb.
Right. Oh,
Okay, I finally found it. Um, yeah, his eyes are shut in this, so it's a little hard to tell. But I finally got a picture of Mr. Irving Fisher. Send it to you in DMs as always.
yep, of course.
It could end up being a manga. Who knows? We just need a Fukui Ceratops. Well, you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that. You should make that a real thing, and if I need to, I can make a comic dub of it.
I'm trying to think of a voice for the Ichthyovenator.
Irving.
Irving. Yeah, I see. This is how bad my memory is because of paleontology. Irving. No, no, that's like sort of Luigi or Waluigi.
Oh God! And then there was. You're actually not that bad at changing your voice from not being Yorkshire. Like when you ripped out your own nuts to do the Hoover Snooter voice.
And
You
if
basically,
Kiki ever sees this, mate, take a joke. I've got a
yeah,
nose bigger than yours, mate.
and you got
I
a
am
jawline as square, more square than your, I don't know. You got a square jaw.
exactly. He's Virgin Hoover Snooter. I am Chad Hoover Snooter.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that Halloween video done when I did.
Yeah, I laughed. For everyone who hasn't seen that video, the Hoover Snooter.
It's not
Did
going to
you
be
put it on?
public till it's not going to be public until Halloween.
I won't spoil it then, but I'll just say this: it's a great video. It's a great video. Honestly, it's hilarious. I love it.
It's not exactly that scary. It's just meant to be funny.
Exactly. Yeah, that's. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for Kiki that I came up with a joke, but at the end of the day, it's all good and fun. It's all meant to be banter. If he wants to
I
make a video taking the mickey out of me, then Kiki, you have my full permission. You can take the mickey out of
Same
anything.
here, Kiki. I'd like to see you try.
Oh no, I fully encourage him. If he wants to make a video to take the mickey out of me, go for it. Honestly, Kiki, go for it. Or Bionicle, or maybe even Spinosaur dude, Spino dude. Even though he's
Spino
such a
Dude
nice
does.
guy.
Spino Dude's such a nice guy. He wouldn't even do it.
Oh, I'd love to see what kind of dark side he has.
I was just my friend Memo who did the drawing of Irving. He he sent me a song called Resurrection by Erection, and it has 669,000 views.
Hmm.
I'm not
Well,
I don't make this shit up.
I mean, it's the internet. Anything
Yeah,
can happen.
but it's like this metal song by Powerwolf.
Oh, of course, Powerwolf. Yeah,
They did
I'm
Resurrection by
sort of.
Erection.
Actually, speaking of music, I've recently got back into Rob Zombie and Motorhead finally. Um, Purely because I just fancied a bit of Rob Zombie, and also I haven't listened to Motorhead in years because of obviously when I was younger I used to listen to them a lot, but then I sort of
See you,
like lost
Jaden.
interest a bit, and then when bless his heart Lemmy when he died, I just couldn't do it because it like sort of hurt too much. But now
What
recently,
hurts the most?
exactly, it hurt because he's one of those big icons. But now I got listening to them again, and I bought a patch and sewn it onto my jacket, and I think obviously when I don't know when people if people can see it, my jacket somewhere, I don't know. I don't know, but just imagine a jacket and it's got loads of patches on it, and there's a Motorhead one just under my armpit because I couldn't find a space for it because there's actually quite a few patches on the jacket at the moment.
This reminds me of when you talk about hating people who don't even listen to the band that they
Exactly.
for.
That's
If you buy a band's merch, there should be a verification where you're like, all right, name one song that they've made and name one lyric.
no, but let me address this properly because there's quite a few like bands who actually say, "Look, we don't mind it. People can dress how they want," and it's like, yeah, I understand that, but for me personally, rock and metal and death metal and all that stuff,
Sure, you can take his
it's
place,
become,
Hydrasaur.
it's become more and more ingrained in my everyday life because for a lot of people, death metal. I discovered like rock and death metal when I was getting bullied in school at a very young age, and it gave me the inspiration and the power and sort of the mental power to actually get through a lot of that crap. And it really does help. And when people wear stuff that and they don't really appreciate it, what it's done for you, that's kind of where I feel a bit disrespected. But at the end of the day, it's clothing. So yeah, fair enough. I get that. I totally understand that. It's just sometimes it's like why if you don't even know, just why.
I ain't gonna lie, there are people like me in this community, in another subsection, in another community. There's actual like tribute editors. Those tribute editors, like you know, the shit that
Yeah,
I did that I sent you yesterday. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but except that's their entire content. like Atomic Jamie, Jurassic Bob. Um, I know a few others. And a few.
The I'm trying to think of else. Legit Eliminator, is that his name?
Oh yeah, Jurassic Bob hates his guts.
Oh,
Those two are bitter enemies.
brilliant.
I never knew Legit Eliminator, so I'm not gonna jump on the hate wagon. But I just know that he hates him.
Yeah, well,
Jurassic Bob hates Legit
I tell you
Eliminator.
something. I'll tell you something. I think because since I retired from YouTube, I actually do have a couple of videos that I have never actually released to the public. But if you want, Sketchy, you have my permission to publish those videos. I will obviously send them over to you, and you can publish them if you want. But they are like trivia
Yeah,
videos. Some of them will be crap, but I think one of my most recent ones, and you know which one it is, but we won't reveal it until
later.
to you. But they are some of them are trash, and some of them are great.
Yeah, I'll release your edits onto my second account and say Kakakaro, and I'll put them under Kakakaro's unreleased
Yeah,
videos.
yeah, because I feel like the public do deserve it after all these years. I think they do
Yeah.
deserve to see some of my unfinished work or some work that I never release.
Yeah, I'll make sure to add that to honestly, like, I might even if you ever really could, if you ever could be bothered, what if we collabed on a song?
I am gonna have to actually politely turn that down because obviously it's uni work. Honestly, I only obviously I said I only did like the tribute stuff in my spare time because
I think
uni work takes up so much time. Like it's taking up some time now. Like I'm actually still going over some papers now as we speak.
well, that's fine with me. That makes perfect sense. Just
Yep.
know that my door is always open for that.
Yep.
Actually, there is one way around it. There is actually have you ever heard of an MEP?
An MEP. Yep. I know I know MEPs. Yep.
Multi-editor projects where like there's 10 people and they all do like 15-second segments of the song.
Yep. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, if you ever had the time to, you could do an MEP if you wanted, but it'd be very circumstantial.
It would be, yeah, especially for what like
But it would
just
be within your like limits.
oh yeah, of course, of course. But obviously, like I said, to be like I've been saying throughout this stream, like it's a lot of my time these days are actually taken up by a lot of uni work. Like, I can't actually go into detail about what I do, but let's just say I have to
You're a busy
look at
man.
a lot of specimens. I have to write down a lot about them. I have to do other things on top of that, and it's it can be a pain because it's you have no free time for yourself sometimes. But because I love doing this, I love doing I love doing this. I honestly I just love doing research. I love doing paleontology. I love everything about it. And
Well, then keep doing it, dude.
exactly, yeah. And to anyone who has the dream of going into paleontology, seriously, just put the work into it. Do not seriously. If it's hard, yes, it's going to be hard. But at the end of the day, you put that work in to get everything out of it. Seriously, if you want to have that dream, you got to work for it, and you got to work hard for it. You got to sacrifice a lot for it. I have sacrificed a lot of hours that I should have been spending like to myself. Like I some days I go from 8 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night, solid, because I love doing this, and I should be really like spending some time relaxing.
So Tyler Heck's back and he said, if I have to choose which one to watch, the best videos either from Sketchy or from you, sir, I would have to watch both your videos to see who's the best. Okay, so Muhammad's asking, so what are you guys even talking about? We're kind of talking about a lot of things, mainly about we're talking about video editing, paleontology. Yeah, we're going to be on for another 5 minutes because we are very close to hitting 2 hours. When we hit 2 hours, I will conclude the stream. But since we're 5 minutes away, we should drag this out just a little longer, shouldn't we, Kyle?
We can try. Yes, we can try. I mean, I feel like this has become the Coca-Cola stream, unfortunately, and I do apologize if I've taken over the stream.
No, it doesn't. Do I look like I care? I did the exact same thing to other people's streams, and
Well, I
besides,
can't. I can't
you're
see. I can't see your name. Well, I can't see your face, can I?
no, but besides, you're Kakakaro 34.
Yeah.
You don't exactly appear that often, so might as
No.
well make the
No.
most of it, right?
No. Well, I'm retired basically. I'm retired from YouTube, but I do these like special appearances because it's like I like to still be in. I still like to show up in the community because I like to give advice to people, and I like to say, look, you guys are the new generation. You are the community. I'm no longer the community. I can't contribute anything to the community apart from the knowledge that I gained over my whatever 10 year I was in YouTube for. I can't remember. 7 years I think I was in YouTube or something like that. I can't remember,
That's a
but
lot.
trying to think 2011 to 2017. So near enough 7 years, 6 years, but a lot of people look at the end of the day, like I've said before, I'm here. If anybody wants to ask any advice off of me or anything, just honestly, just give me a message. Like seriously, I'm all ears. If I don't care how big or how small you are, if you want advice, I'm here.
I mean, I was pretty. I mean, I was way smaller when I first talked to you,
Yep, yep. And
and then I grew big.
and that's because we're a community. At the end of the day, we stand together. And I know
Yes,
there's been circumstances that have divided some of us. And I tell people this. I do not. I did not. I felt sort of responsible for that because when I left, it sort of all went downhill. And I've said this to you actually before as well, Sketchy, that I felt slightly responsible. Um, and I did for a long time. I felt, but then obviously I like looked at it in a better perspective and said, well, no, it's not my fault. It just happened at this coincidental time. But
yeah,
as a
it's a
community, we
coincidence.
stand strong together.
Good point, other self. It's time for the new generation to take over. We are the herd. That's right, other Kyle. I do like how we've kind of transformed Hadrosaur 838 and Kakakaro 34. Not only, actually, that's another thing you guys have in common. You're a dinosaur with letters at the end.
With letters at the end. You mean
Or
numbers?
not letters, numbers. Numbers. I sometimes mix that up when my brain decides it doesn't want to work today.
Yeah, yeah, that happens to me every time, every day of every minute. My
So
brain
yeah,
does not work.
so yeah, your usernames are also dinosaurs with numbers at the end. You're Kakaro 34 and he's Hadrosaur 838.
Yeah, there's no mystery behind the 34. I don't know why I put 34. I just put 34 and that was it.
I never gave myself numbers. I was never at one point some stupid sketch show guy 35 or whatever whenever I called myself something else.
I think numbers are just cool.
Numbers are cool, but I don't like using numbers. I just like I my name was already long enough as it is.
Yep, definitely.
Like in the first year of being in the community, it was just everyone being like, "Can you have a shorter name?" In September, that's when Indominus Rex 01 decided to give me the official name Sketchy, which is what stuck.
Yep,
Actually,
exactly.
as a joke, at that same time, actually, during the final Dino Awards, um, Camosaurus went, or not, no, Bionicosaurus was like, I just call him stupid. And it was a right laugh. It was a right laugh.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh well.
But that was the last Dino Awards that ever happened. After 2019, the Dino Awards never happened again. And this year, the Dino Awards probably would have happened around this time, September or October. Safe to say, the Dino Awards don't exist anymore.
Oh damn it. Well, the community should bring them back because there's a lot of
I,
people that need recognised. I think.
Unfortunately, Camo doesn't want that. He wants to do it himself, and he doesn't want. I asked about taking it over, but he said he doesn't want anyone else to do it.
Dear oh dear. Camo,
So,
why?
so we're kind of fucked.
Yep, we are kind of fucked.
Could Ka be a clone, or are we both clones?
Yes.
I enjoyed. Well, how could I mean? At the same time, though, they must have modified something because One's white and one's black.
Yes.
And obviously we know which one is black. It's obviously Takakaro 34.
No. Officer, I did not do that.
I really love you guys' conversations. I really do. Well, that's very sweet of you, Tyler Heck.
Of course, yeah. Well, unfortunately, I've actually turned down my Yorkshire a bit because, this is actually not me in genuine. But if I was to actually turn it on, like, hang on a sec. But if I were to go with proper, like, sort of like Yorkshire now, like I'm doing there, I don't think they'd be able to understand me because I'm like, sort of like, well, you just get on with it. And it's like, well, what the bloody hell are they doing?
Yeah, you're just mumbling. That you,
Well,
you became more articulate. You became more articulate. That's what.
I did have to articulate myself because well, obviously if I don't articulate myself, you hear this, and it's not I mean it's not me, but at the end of the day, if I articulate myself a bit more, people hear me.
Yeah, I enjoyed paleontology, and it was a passion of mine when I was younger. But now it's gone. I have pretty much no direction. But hopefully, I'll find another passion. I don't know.
Exactly. Find passion. Find a passion in something. Seriously, find a passion in something and chase it. Just chase it for God knows how long. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to get there. Just chase it.
Random question: do Yorkshires understand other Yorkshires perfectly?
Absolutely, we do. We do.
But no, but if you're not Yorkshire, you're kind of fucked.
It's like with the difference between Northerners and Southerners in England. Like the Northerners, they understand each other, even though each county has its own different, or even each city has its own little accent. But then when you go down south and you talk to Southerners, and they go, "What are you on about, mate?" And you go, "Can I have a pint of milk, please, lad?" What you want about? What you want about? Yeah, I just want milk. I just want some milk. Yeah. I just want some milk, lad. Bloody hell! What are you on about?
Bruh, I miss the old dino tube. We all do, but we have. This isn't actually too horrible. I mean, we still got Ka in the house, so that's not. We still got Ka and we still got Matthew. Yeah. Let's just be grateful we still have someone.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm not a dino tuber anymore.
You're just a father figure.
I'm just sort of like a Hall of Famer kind of person. Like if we're talking wrestling, I'm a Hall of Fame. I don't want to I don't like saying that because it makes me sound sort of up my own arse and arrogant.
But you've earned it.
I do that a lot. I say like, oh, I don't want to be too arrogant, but it's like I have to step back and say, no, I've earned this. I have earned myself. I've earned
myself the right to do this shit.
Exactly, I've earned the right. And yeah, I'll say that I'm a Hall of Famer, and I do these occasional appearances because it's like I like to still be a figure in a sort of figure on the outskirts community. I'm in between.
You know what's another thing I miss? You know what I miss? Down to Hall of Fame. It was so brief. 4 Hall of Famers, and those were Billy, Bloodtooth, Malachite, and Blizzard. But after that, it just never. Silas also got into the Hall of Fame, but I had to make the unofficial induction video because he never did. And he said, "I don't appreciate you making those unofficial videos," and then he never did it. So like, I'm doing you a favor, Camosaurus.
Yeah, I think this is the thing about the community as well. Sometimes is that when we make these little offshoots, is that some people get offended, like, "Oh, that's my idea." But it's like the reason I made core dinosaur discussion videos is because I wanted someone to compete with me. I wanted someone else to bring up a video series like that, or the prehistoric subject files, because I wanted more people to branch out and basically become a more diverse community.
If someone made the same the same meticulous DinoTube history videos that I made, depending on what happened, I wouldn't be too offended. I'd be happy because I know that that's where they got the idea from. They got it from me, and they decided to make their own. They decided to talk about DinoTube history in a way, or they decided to tackle parts of DinoTube history I didn't do.
Exactly, absolutely, exactly. This is what and that's what I like about communities like this, because we sort of like sort of breed ourselves off of struggle and diversity and also competition. like reviews. I think a lot of people sort of make the same reviews, but when people make their reviews unique, then it breeds competition.
Yeah, like Killer Shrew. Yeah, Jaden's in the house. Yeah. Anyway, Kakakara. Yeah, Kakakara was a DownTube legend, and you have my undying respect. I love your videos back in the day, and I wish the very best for you.
Oh, thank
Says
you.
Muhammad.
Hello?
But yeah. Oh, hey Jaden. I know this is a very weird time, but I think we're gonna
Jaden.
end the stream here. So make sure to say as much as you can, Mr. Shadow the Hedgehog.
All right. Hello, my name is Jaden. I am known as Nykiris, the Claw of Death. I make hentai. I'm just kidding.
We're just gonna end it right there because that's beautiful. See ya.
Yeah, because